what's up everybody? This is Alex Molina 93 here. Today is gonna be my top 10 movies of 2019. Wow, we're now in 2020. The time flies, doesn't it? And we're now on a decade of 2020. And the other thing, I kind of feel old now. Nah, I'm not that old, don't exaggerate, don't take that seriously. But anyway, I want to discuss about my top 10 movies of 2019, and of course, I'll mention some of the honorable mentions. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Number 10, How to Train Your Dragon 3. You know, I was expecting How to Train Your Dragon 3 to be just as good as the first two movies of the whole trilogy. And I knew since the beginning that it will be a very good movie, and you know, to have a good ending, I mean to end the series very well. I mean the animation is just as good, and the cast of characters are good, and the stories get very interesting, and they have a good sense of humor. I mean, that's what you expect from the animated movies from DreamWorks. I mean, some of them can be so good, like Shrek, Madagascar, Over the Hedge, Kung Fu Panda, and How to Train Your Dragon. I mean, it's just a good franchise that I did enjoy. And if you want to learn the story very, very well, I suggest that you check out the first two before you check out the third one. And you know, this is a movie that I highly recommend you check it out, and it is a very good movie as well. Number 9, Hobbs Shaw. Since I'm a fan of Fast and Furious movies, of course I had to watch this one. This is not a main installment of the Fast and Furious franchise whatsoever. This is more of a spin-off movie, or consider it as a side story though. Because Dom Toretto, the main character of the franchise, does not appear in this movie, besides the two title characters, Hobbs, the cop, and Shaw, the criminal. And since they are not good buddies at the beginning, and they have no other option but to work together for a mission they have throughout the movie. And for a spin-off movie, this is very, very entertaining. Besides having the action sequences and the racing scenes, it is very, but very funny, and I cannot stop laughing throughout the movie. And it is by far one of the best Fast and Furious movies. You could check it out, and I highly recommend you check it out if you like Fast and Furious movies. And for a spin-off movie, this is very entertaining. And to be honest with you, I did enjoy this the most in the last Fast and Furious movie we had in 2017, I believe. The Fate of the Furious, I think it was called, the Fast and Furious 8. I mean, I don't know what is with their titles, but nevertheless, check it out. You're gonna have a lot of fun with this movie, and I promise you that. Number 8, Jumanji: The Next Level. Whenever I hear Jumanji, I always remember the first movie, which is a board game that comes back to life, starring Robin Williams. I have nostalgic feelings for it, and I thought Welcome to the Jungle, it is a fantastic movie, which stars Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, and Karen Gillan, which are in the video game, for the most part virtual reality, if you want to say it, being chosen by these 4 teenagers in the real life playing the Jumanji video game. And they made the sequel, The Next Level, which I thought it was a very good movie, a very good sequel, and it is just as good as Welcome to the Jungle, but this time introducing some new worlds and some new characters, and having some sort of a new story, of course. And you know, it is very entertaining for the most part, and I really did enjoy it, and I suggest you check it out. It is very fun to watch, and I have no regrets whatsoever. Number 7, Spider-Man: Far From Home. Since you guys know that I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man, and of course I had to watch this one. The first trilogy with Tobey Maguire, I really did enjoy them the most. With Andrew Garfield, not that much. But with Tom Holland, I'm pretty okay with it. And you know, this movie, of course, this is very good. And this movie is part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I like to watch what is gonna happen next to the other characters throughout the Marvel Universe. And you know, since you guys know that Peter Parker / Spider-Man was part of the Avengers movies, and you know, this one right here, it really gets very interesting. It's very interesting and entertaining for the most part. And I like what they did for this movie. I thought this was better than the first Spider-Man movie, which is Homecoming. And I like to see what is gonna happen next on the next Spider-Man movie starring Tom Holland and the other Marvel movies that are coming out for this year and in the near future, of course. And you know, this movie, of course, I recommend the most if you like Spider-Man, and you know, you're gonna have a lot of fun watching it. Number 6, Pokemon Detective Pikachu. As you guys know that I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan there is, but I was intrigued to see this movie from what I saw at first. And you guys know that most of the movies based on video games are not that great, but there are a few ones that are decent until this movie came out. And it is considered the best movie based on the video game there is. It is right now. Not kidding. Not only because it is a good movie, it was made with a good effort and being very faithful to the Pokemon franchise, having these actors that make a lot of sense, and having these Pokemon in real life, having these great designs, being very faithful. And you know, this movie is very entertaining for most of the Pokemon fans out there, and for most of the people who want movies based on video games be very good. And I recommend you check this out, because this is a movie that it is worth watching. This is what the studios should take notes for. You see Paramount Pictures with Sonic the Hedgehog, so why not? And I was very entertained, I was very pleased, and I promise you that you'll be very entertained with this Pokemon movie as well. Now I'm proud of it. Number 5, Toy Story 4. I grew up watching Toy Story when I was little, and I thought the movie was very revolutionary back then because of the animations that it had. It was something that we never saw that coming. And you know, because of this movie, we have more movies having this type of animation, the CGI. And you know, not only that, Toy Story is a very good movie that was made with love. And as you guys know, Disney Pixar, they make very good movies. You rarely see them making bad movies. I mean, which I thought this movie was very good. I liked the first 3, and we thought that 4 wasn't that necessary until they made it 9 years ago, I believe. And you know, Toy Story 4, it should end this way for the franchise. I thought it was a good ending for the franchise. I mean, I thought the 3rd one was a very good ending, but for this, it ended very well, in my opinion. And I think for the most people. We thought that this movie is not that necessary, but we are wrong. This movie is very entertaining and very good. And for the Toy Story movie, you cannot go wrong with it. If you're a fan of the franchise, of course, you watched it, or if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Number 4, Shazam! To be honest with you, I wasn't that familiar with Shazam. Of course I like to watch DC superhero movies, but I wasn't that familiar with Shazam compared to Batman and Wonder Woman and Superman, which are the most famous superheroes from DC Universe. And from what I saw Shazam, it was very, 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 very good. Entertaining, and also it has a lot of good sense of humor. It was very funny for the most part, especially for a superhero movie like Shazam. And it has a great cast, and of course, I did like the story. It gets very, very interesting. I mean, for some of these characters that we have for Shazam. And for a DC movie, this is one of the movies that I highly recommend you check it out. I mean, if you like the DC universe, if you want good DC movies, this is one of the superhero movies I recommend you check it out. Shazam, it is a fantastic movie. And I promise you that you won't be disappointed. Number 3, Dragon Ball Super Brawley. Since I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball franchise, and I was so looking forward to watch Dragon Ball Super Brawley, and considering that Brawley was a very interesting character from non-canon Dragon Ball movies, and he was a great villain, and it is a shame that he was not canon until this movie came out. And you know, this movie, of course, it really shows a backstory of the character Brawley, and I'm really glad they made him canon, because this is a character that deserves to be canon to the Dragon Ball franchise. And they made it very good to bring this character back to life and bringing the interesting backstory of this certain character, and also having a battle against Brawley. And you know, for a movie like Dragon Ball, I think this is my favorite out of any of them. I mean, not kidding, because this is a movie that I like to watch over and over and over again. And I cannot believe we have a movie like this, and it has a very beautiful animation, of course. And I want to see Brawley in action in a future saga or in the future movies. I mean, if you don't mind, Akira Toriyama. But you know, Dragon Ball Super Brawley, it is a very good movie, and I had a lot of fun watching it, and I have no regrets to watch it again. I mean, I thought this movie, they did it very well, and I cannot wait to see what is gonna happen with Brawley. Number 2, Avengers Endgame. Avengers Endgame, it is one of the most anticipated movies, and I was looking forward to watch this after watching Avengers Infinity War, because if you saw the ending, which I'm not going to spoil it for you for this video, it shows that there's a lot more to show until next year. I mean, 1 year later we got this movie, and I thought it was fantastic. I mean, I know it is a lot longer, but it gets very interesting after the first part, which is slow, but after that it gets very interesting. And having all these Marvel superheroes on the same movie, I mean, almost, it is fantastic, and it is a great fan service as well. And this is one of the movies that I wouldn't bother to watch it again, because it is very, very interesting, and it is a fantastic movie for the most part. And considering that this movie was very successful in the box office, being number 1, I think, surpassing Avatar, and you know, wow, Avengers Endgame, it is a very, very good movie that I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't already. I mean, most people have watched it already. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? Okay, before we go to my number 1 movie of 2019, those are the honorable mentions. Okay, my number one movie of 2019, it is, drums please, John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. Don't get me wrong, I love Avengers Endgame, which I thought it is a fantastic movie, but when I saw John Wick 3, I was blown away how amazing it was with these action sequences, the cast of characters, and all of the things that they added for John Wick 3. It feels like every John Wick movie they come out, they always improve. I mean, from my own eyes, I mean, they are so great. I mean, all these three movies, this epic trilogy, are just very good, and Keanu Reeves is such a great actor. He knows what he's doing, and you know, this movie right here, it amazes me how fantastic it was, how phenomenal it was. I mean, I was so thrilled, so entertained for what they did for John Wick 3. And here, my friends, that's why I consider John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, my movie of 2019. And wait, till we finish this video, I am not done yet. Before we finish this video of my top 10 movies of 2019, I want to show you my movie of the decade of 2010s. Drums please. My movie of the decade is Inception, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. You know, Inception, when I first saw it, I was very amazed how amazing and ambitious that movie was, with all these crazy ideas and having this epic story about having all these characters having their dreams and solving their problems with their grand mission. And you know, Leonardo DiCaprio and the rest of the cast, they did an amazing job with it. And I have no words to say how amazing it was, the Inception. And you know, Leonardo DiCaprio is such a great actor, and he deserved the award at the Grammys when he was in the movie called Revenant, I believe, when he was attacked by the bear. But we're not talking about that movie. We're talking about this movie right here, Inception, which I thought it was fantastic. I mean, with all these crazy ideas, like I was saying, and having this great acting, these great action sequences, and this cast of characters are just awesome, and the story is just very intriguing. I mean, in my opinion, this is my movie of the decade of 2010s. So that, my friends, this is my top 10 movies of 2019, and also my movie of the decade 2010s. So yeah, I mean, it was a good year, and in 2010s we had great movies so far. And I cannot wait to see what we're gonna have for this year, 2020, and throughout the years to come. And just cannot wait for it. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos to come for you guys to enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and the like button below. And comment in the section below which are your favorite movies of 2019 and which is your movie of 2010s. It is your choice. So, thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Peace. Just like that.